Bonjour tout le monde, welcome to Paris. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I was busy crossing the road and thought I didn't want to get killed and didn't notice the time pass so quickly. So here I am in Paris. We are in the 8th arrondissement today. We are at the Place de Alma, and at the moment we have a pretty boring view, but we do have the Seine behind us. It's a very sunny day today. Bonjour tout le monde, sorry for the 2-minute late start. Welcome everybody. Bonjour Judy, nice to see you. So we're at the Pont Alma and we're in the 8th arrondissement. Bonjour Sally, how are you today? Hope you're well. I just ran here, so I'm a bit puffed. Let's start by showing the subject of our walk today, and I'm going to take my mask off. Bonjour Nina, bonjour Terry, nice to see everybody. So it's not as cold, well it doesn't feel as cold because we've got a beautiful sunny day here today. I'll flip my camera around and show you the subject of our walk today. So this is the Pont Alma. Bonjour Susan McGregor, hi. And of course the Eiffel Tower. So I mean, I have a love affair with the Eiffel Tower. It's kind of like my grounding totem, yes. So when I can see it, I feel at home. So the river's fairly calm today. The sun, like I said, is very bright, so I had to factor in the sun to our walk today, which adds some complications. But let me get going because I've got lots of things to show you and lots to talk about. So welcome to everybody who's here and anybody else who joins us later. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is not this beautiful big thing here, but the bridge itself. So the bridge itself was so this place and the bridge is the Pont d'Alma. Alma is in Crimea, and so during the Crimean War, Napoleon III had a victory at Alma in 1854, and so this bridge was named in their honor. Now we have a gentleman here, okay, he is the Zouave. So during that war there were let's see, first of all I should go back. This bridge is not the original bridge that they built in 1854. This one was redone in the 70s, the 1970s. Somebody just says it would be good to see the Russian Orthodox Church. Yes, it is open. It does have a time. I saw the time and I can't remember what it was, but we'll talk about that soon, okay? Just remind me when we get back to there. Okay, so the original bridge, as you can see, this one has only one pylon in the middle here, one pile. So there were originally 4 statues because there were 2 piles. Okay, so this was one, so there were one on this side and one on the other side, and then the other pier, one on that side, one on the other side. So there were originally 4 statues. Those 4 statues still exist, but only one of them remains here in this location, and he's actually lower than he originally was. Now he's quite important. He's called the Zouave, so he's a soldier from the North African battalions. And he's a very traditional Parisian indicator of the river level. So he's quite important. Now in 1910 Paris had an epic flood. It was called the Crue Historique. So when Paris flooded, and the flood waters were up to his shoulders. So if you see this statue here, and bearing in mind he is a lot lower than he was in 1910, so if you imagine him a little bit higher, and the water level was up to his shoulders. So nowadays he's still used as an unofficial indicator of the water levels of the Seine. So if his toes are covered, it means we're having a flood. If it's up to his knees, they shut the bridges, the water, sorry, so no boats are allowed to travel on the water, because obviously they'll hit the bridges. So yeah, it's a very good indicator. Judy says, it always amazes me how fast the Seine flows. Yeah, it is a fleuve. It's not a rivière, it's a fleuve, and a fleuve is a fast flowing river. Okay, so there we go. There's a little bit about the Zouave. Le Zouave. Okay, the official water levels are actually measured on the Pont de Tournelle, which is off the Ile Saint-Louis, which is further along, of course. Okay, so let's turn around. Okay, it's a very busy part of Paris, as you can imagine. Lots and lots of traffic goes through here, including foot traffic and cycle traffic, so I have to be really careful I don't get run over by anything. Okay, so we welcome to people who have joined. Thank you for joining us. So if you've just joined us, we're in the 8th arrondissement. We're at the Place de l'Alma. Okay, so it's heading towards the centre of Paris there. Okay, and this is a big intersection which heads off in several directions. So they've just overnight, or last night, they changed the rulings regarding COVID, and at the moment we don't have to wear masks outside. Last week it was mandated that we had to wear masks outside, but they've just gone to court over that, and so that ruling has been dropped. I'm only taking my mask off now because I was puffing and panting before. I personally don't mind wearing a mask as long as it doesn't fog my glasses up. So here we are. Now there used to be a big department store down this direction here, which was destroyed by fire in the late 1800s. It was they did a TV series, a French TV series. I can't remember the name of it. But I haven't watched it, but it was one of those things that I was really keen on watching. So it was like a big disaster. There were a couple of, well, I think about 150 people killed, and most of them were very affluent ladies, because it was like a charity sort of location event. Oh, Margaret redrops online. Bonjour everybody. She says bonjour. Margaret, I hope you're well. Thank you for joining me. I'm very happy to see you. Okay, so we're heading over towards the Square de la Reine Astrid, and La Reine Astrid, she was the wife of Leopold III. She was actually the daughter of, I can't remember, daughter of the Swedish king at the time. So, you know, a princess marrying into another royal family. And this square here is named in her honour. It was named in 1935. It was originally called the this part of the Place d'Alma. Okay, but this statue here is to symbolise the fraternity or the recognition of Belgium by the French. So that was put there in the, I think it was 1929. And then fatefully, of course, in 1935, so just, you know, a few years later, 6 years later, La Reine Astrid, she was killed in a car accident. The king was actually driving and had a bit of an accident, and she was killed. So this is why the square was named in her honour. Okay, another little piece of Parisian history here is this item, which is very strange. Okay, the light's probably not great. Okay, so I recently found out about these. This relic, you can see it's very similar to the style of the Wallace fountains, the water fountains. Bonjour Glenda, welcome from the Sunshine Coast. No doubt a lot warmer there than it is here. Okay, so this is called the boîte à sable, and they were put around Paris in the 1901. Terry says you're thinking of Bonfire of the Charity. Yes, that's exactly the TV series I was talking about. I really should watch it because the history behind it, the story behind it is really quite stunning and tragic, obviously, but I heard that the series is really, really good. So yeah, something to watch. Okay, so this relic here, the boîte à sable, they were put in Paris around 1901. They were filled with sand, and they were used to put on the roads when the roads were icing up during frost and snow, and also for when horses are making messes on the roads to stop slips. But then of course they realised that sand was actually causing more of a mess, and clogging up the sewers and stuff, and so they got rid of them. But 3 of them remain. So in 1919 they got rid of, well, they did away with them, stopped using them, but 3 of them still remain. This is one of them here. The other 2, one's in the 9th on the Rue I can't remember the name. It's between the 9th and the 18th anyway. And the other one is near the Palais Elysee on Avenue Gabriel. Monica, good morning. How's it going? She says it's negative 3.8 here. Snowy looking landscape. How lovely. If it's going to be cold, it might as well be snowing, right? Okay. So, this is the Avenue Montaigne. Let me see if I go over here. One of the coolest things about this, of course, this goes down to the Rond-Point de Champs-Élysées. One of the most iconic hotels of Paris is down here, and it's the Plaza Athénée. So that's just down here. And also down here is this theatre here is the Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, and that is very iconic. Its claim to fame is this is the place where Josephine Baker first performed. So, and the first time a black actress, dancer, performer performed in Paris as a headline act. So yeah, and also my brother-in-law works there. So yeah. Okay, so this is a very flash street, a lot of top label shops, etc. So this is why I love this place, because you're walking around and you got a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower. I realise I'm talking a heck of a lot, and I'm not even halfway through all the things I wanted to show you, so very conscious of time. And it's a big dangerous intersection, so I have to kind of run along. Alright, this restaurant here, Chez Francis, has the most beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower if you're sitting on the terrace. The metro here is Alma Marceau. It is line 9, which is a lovely line. I tried to have a drink here before, but they were not really, the terrace wasn't open, so it was a bit pointless for my purposes. And what I ended up doing was going to the cafe on the next corner, which is Le Grand Corona. Yes, Terry says that the Cafe Francis, you love it, but it is very noisy on their terrace. Well, I'm hoping the sound is okay. I realise it's incredibly noisy around me, so I hope the sound quality is okay for you all. But yes, but I just love the view, of course, so that's the most important for me. So as I was saying, I went, instead of going to Cafe Francis, I went to the Cafe Le Grand Corona, which is on this next corner. This was actually recommended to me by Deborah Paps, one of our other members, and it was very nice. I mean, I only had a tea there, but toilets are actually stunning. You know, I've got a thing for toilets. Hey Judy, well, they're beautiful. Service is lovely, interior is beautiful, so highly recommended. Okay, so we're heading over this way. Again, waiting for a green light so I don't get squished. Here we go. Okay, and this is Avenue President Wilson. There. Okay. Oh, and of course, I missed one back there. It was Avenue Georges V. That was the other road we crossed. Forgot to mention that, sorry. And of course, Georges V heads right up to the Champs-Élysées as well. Okay, so this is another entrance to Alma Marceau here. Okay, so where we're heading to is another very iconic spot for a little more somber reasons. Okay, So this has recently been renamed the Place Diana. Okay, and we all know why. So let's just first talk about this statue here. It's a full-size replica of the flame of the Statue of Liberty. It was put here in 1989 on the 100th anniversary of the International Herald Tribune newspaper. Okay, so it was put there. It was a donation from the newspaper and its affiliate and readers, etc. And of course, the sad part about it is that in 1997, Princess Diana was killed right here in a car accident through this tunnel. So this whole intersection here is a tunnel, and she was killed here, which seemed quite an apt point for it to be re-baptised as a monument to Lady Diana. Okay, so people still put flowers and remembrances here, and as I said, they've renamed it recently the Place Diana, but the flame statue itself was actually here beforehand, so it's just been simply re-baptised as such. It's gold leaf over bronze. I've been told those cafes, and I support your second choice. Oh, I've been to those cafes and I support your second choice. Yes. Yes, it is. It is a good one there. Okay, this is a functioning road, so I need to be careful not to get squished. Right. Terry says, I love that she is still called Lady D. Lady D. I know, when I first heard it, in fact, you know, in the movie Amélie Poulain, the fabulous descent of Amélie Poulain, of course that's a critical moment in the movie, and it always makes me laugh because when I first heard, I was like, who is Lady D? Lady D? C'est quoi ça? And of course I finally realised that they were talking about Lady Diana. Okay, sorry, I just had to point to my favourite icon. Okay, so we're going across the Pont d'Alma. I'm just very aware of the time. So we've already gone 20 minutes, which is a lot more than I was hoping to do. What I would have liked to have done would be to walk all the way to the Eiffel Tower, which I won't do this time, but you know where it is, and we've been there before. So what I was hoping to finish at now was Quai Branly. Now we're going towards the church, the Russian Orthodox Church and Cultural Centre, and that was put there, it was finished in 2016. 2017 at the Journée de la Patrimoine, it was the most visited building. So it was, obviously it's brand new, it was brand new, so there was a lot of interest, but yeah, it was very, very much patronised that particular weekend. So I've not been in there myself, but I mean it is beautiful. It's a little bit jarring because, you know, the first time I came to Paris and then the subsequent time when I lived in Paris, it wasn't there. And then I think it was like the fourth time I came back to Paris, all of a sudden it was there. And I was like, whoa. So yeah. And it's of course right next to the Eiffel Tower, so nowadays these long shots of the Eiffel Tower usually have it in it. Okay. So we have the Gare du Pont d'Alma, which is the RER station. It's RER-C, runs along here. So this esplanade that we walk along is the roof of the RER line. And that RER line runs from Gare Austerlitz. It goes in the other direction as well, but it's the main junction point. And this is the one you take if you want to go to Versailles. Okay, so now we're in the 7th arrondissement. So we crossed the river, we're in the 7th now, where we were in the 8th before. Okay. Alright, well I've done a lot of babbling. So how is everybody? I hope everyone's fine. Hope everybody's well. We've had an extremely tricky last week or so here in Paris. In France, the COVID numbers are absolutely crazy, and it's causing havoc with everybody, but particularly for schools. And as you know, I have 2 littlies who are at school in the end, because we had to go away for the weekend, and we actually thought it was better that they just stay home. So they're not here with me at the moment. They're in the countryside, isolating. So this is a nice little walkway. Obviously it's still early, but you get a lot of runners and everything. So we did do a walk down the other end of this esplanade here at the Quai des Cygnes, or the Ile des Cygnes, where the big Statue of Liberty of Paris is located. Judy says, "We just love being with you, Jackie." Oh, thank you. Omicron numbers crazy everywhere. It is a new world we live in. Yes, indeed it is. Indeed. Okay, I need to start trying to cross over. I need to see where a pedestrian crossing is. I think I can go down here. Yeah, so here we're leaving the Seine. So this is called the Esplanade David Ben Gurion. It's pronounced differently in French. So David Ben Gurion was the leader of the new Israeli state. So we are heading towards the Musée Quai Branly. And the Musée Quai Branly is very new. It was opened in, I have lots of dates running around my head, 86, is that correct? So what it was, ooh, look at this car going past. It's a Ferrari. Oh no? Yes. And it was open as an adjunct to the Musée de l'Homme, which is past this Pilateuse, the digger, at the Palais de Chaillot. So we've also been to the Musée de l'Homme. I took you there once. I'm going to cross the road because there's no traffic, and I should be okay. So what did Judy say? You have been to the Musée Quai Branly? I've been to the Musée Quai Branly several times. Even Margaret Redrup has been to the Musée Quai Branly, haven't you? So Musée Quai Branly is about art. It's technically about art and culture now they have to be very, very politically correct with the wording that they use, but it's about Native American, Native African, Oceanic culture, so basically non-European cultures. So you'll find lots of, like, for example, from a New Zealand perspective, a lot of Māori artifacts, and from an Australian perspective, Aborigine artifacts. Just a little aside, this is also where Les Ombres is, which is an amazing restaurant with the most wonderful view of the Eiffel Tower. It's on a terrace on the roof, so you've got the roof up there, which is right next to the Eiffel Tower, and the restaurant is right on the roof, so the place to be. Let's see. Terry says, I was there when it opened, but I haven't been back. It's worth many visits though. Yeah, so I've been there a few times, and each time I've seen lots of different exhibitions and stuff. The last time I was there with Margaret, there was an Oceania exhibition, so it was a whole weekend, or a whole week in fact, and it was really cool because there are a lot of things from New Zealand and Pacific Islands, which of course I'm very familiar with, so that was nice to see that and take part in that. Yeah, so yeah, the collections at the Museum of Natural History which was originally, well, you know, mainly located at the Jardin des Plantes, and then which is also attached to the Musée de l'Homme, which I just pointed to at the Palais de Chaillot. A lot of their artifacts were moved to Bromley just because they have so many, so they're sort of sharing out the collection. Amazing exotic exhibitions, yes it is. At the moment they have an exhibition on Asian art and culture, and this man, who knows him? Bruce Lee. So yeah, let me just have a check. If I don't really want to go through security as such, but just thought I might quickly pop in here. So there's pretty little gardens here which you can kind of just hang out in. It's very nice, kind of naturalistic here. Oh look, we're here, we might as well keep walking, right? Okay, I will have to stop the video at half an hour though, and I believe we're, yes, I'm actually 2 minutes away from half an hour, and I need to stop before that. So so yeah, I think this is probably the most appropriate place to end. So Les Ombres over there, it's a cafe restaurant, and then of course it goes up as well to the roof. Okay, I'm going to finish there because I need to. So thank you everybody for joining me here today. Again, I love being here because it's, you know, favourite place in the world and beautiful views and everything. So was the Jean Nouvel was the architect. Yes, you're right, I knew that. Oh, and what I didn't show you was the wall, the living wall outside. So I have to take a photo and show it to you, but I have to finish this. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate it all. I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, weekend, wherever you are in the world. Keep safe, and we will see you next Friday. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.